What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how you can get recruiting stars and why it is not the most important thing you should be worried about. Now, before we get into this video, fellas, if you are a quarterback or a wide receiver and would like 200 plus wide receiver and quarterback drills all mapped out for you with the exact sets and reps to follow and organized into categories like press releases, top of the route, wide receiver gym, quarterback gym, the works, check out that very first link in the description below where you can get access to over 200 wide receiver and quarterback drills all mapped out for you and organized. So again, very first link below if you want to take your skills to that next level. Let's get back to this video. Alright guys, so the first thing that I want to talk about in terms of recruiting stars is how you get recruiting stars. So now a lot of people got it twisted with the whole recruiting stars. If you're setting out to try to get stars, trying to get ranked this offseason, you are going about it the wrong way. What all of these five-star guys have in common is they're all probably great football players. So that is what always should be your main focus. But if you're anything like me, if you're anything like all the athletes across the country, you probably wonder, how do these people even get these star rankings from these different recruiting sites like Rivals, 24/7, ESPN, and that's what I want to discuss. So most important thing is finding a regional scout for one of these Rivals 24/7 people. So let's say I live in California, for example, and in Southern California there's a lot of talent, but there's probably a Rivals recruiting director or 24/7 recruiting director for the area of Southern California. So you need to figure out who that is and try to get your film in front of him. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, and how you get your film in front of him is probably through email or Twitter DM, but I'm going to tell you this right now. There are probably thousands of kids who are doing the exact same thing that you were doing to try to get in front of that guy. So usually how you get into one of those recruiting camps, because that's where you get the star ranking from that guy, is either he will invite you personally, or what will happen is a coach will get a recommendation or give him a recommendation. You'll get invited through that respect. Now, one of those exposure camps, not the combines, because let's say it's Rivals, right? The Rivals combine is a complete joke, man. You go, it's a 30-minute workout, and what do? You just get 40 time. You're sitting there with 300 kids. You're like, man, why'd I pay $60 for this? It's a total joke, right? And a lot of people think I'm going to go to this combine, perform really well, then get invited to the showcase. And the showcase is where you get that star ranking. Now, it's extremely hard. You're going to need to be a guy who's 6'5", 200 something pounds, and maybe if you're not that tall, you run sub 4.40 or a 4.4. You got to turn some heads at one of those things, and it's got to be insane numbers. Because if you're just running a 4.7, just average size, average height, you're not going to be turning that much heads. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't play college football. It's just you're not going to go about it that route. You're not going to go to a combine and get invited to the showcase that way if you don't have insane numbers. And some of you might do. But that recruiting showcase is where you get the star ranking, right? So getting invited to that through either a connection or that recruiting director is what you do. Then you go to the camp, they set you up with a profile, you get ranked, maybe you perform really well at the camp, you're doing wide receiver versus DB one-on-ones, the linemen are doing one-on-ones, quarterbacks are throwing. That is how you would go about getting the ranking. Now, is it important? I don't think it is, and that's what we're going to talk about for the remainder of this video. But that's how the process works. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, I don't know who the recruiting director is, and I don't know a coach that could get me in. He doesn't have a relationship with the guy. That is totally fine. At the end of the day, the guys who usually get ranked and get invited to those things are very good football players. So if you're balling out, you're making some headway, you're turning a lot of heads with your performance on the field, chances are those guys will reach out to you because they want the best guys possible to go to their exposure camps. I think it's a total joke, but that is just how the process works. Okay, so now, why are there even star rankings? Who decides? Who makes this stuff up? What's the deal with all this? Why is there so much hype around 5-star guys, 3-star, 4-star? What even is that, right? So a lot of think about companies like 24/7 Rivals. They're media companies, right? They put all their stuff out on YouTube. They put all their stuff out on social media. And what fuels that type of business? Because they're not just doing it for their health, right? They're in it to make money, much like every single business person in America is in it. They're all in it to make money. It's a business. They make money from advertisers, right? So what a brand will do, let's say, let's call it Gatorade. Gatorade is going to give them money to promote their product, whether it's at a camp, they have a big Gatorade banner, maybe they run an ad on a video, whatever it might be, but they're a media company, and that's what media companies do. Just like, Fox News, just like CNN, they all have advertisers, right? So that's what fuels the company. So if you're a kid and you're, let's say you're from Miami, Florida, and they rank you as a 5-star, what video do you think is going to get more clicks? 5-star wide receiver from Miami or wide receiver from Miami running routes? Probably 5-star wide receiver, because that's a good headline. That's going to make people click, and that's going to make people tune in, which makes the advertising dollars obviously go up. So you got to understand that all this ranking stuff is complete crap. It's not something that is heavily looked at from a college coach's perspective. It's not something that a college coach looks for. It's like, oh, is he a 5-star? Is he a 4-star? They want to see if you're the best possible football player that can help their team win. They could care less what your ranking is, because when you get there, you're all the same. So these guys who make up these rankings usually aren't even guys who play football. They're just doing it to create headlines. So you guys have to understand that. You have to understand that it's complete BS. That's how their company makes money. And it's fine. It's an honest way to make a living. That people have been doing it since the beginning of time. But they do it at the expense of a kid sometimes. I just don't want you to get discouraged if you don't have a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, even a 2-star ranking, because, oh, well, this guy has it, I need to get that. Don't worry about that. Worry about your game getting better. Worry about impressing the people that matter, which is ultimately a college coach. All right, guys, so now the next thing that I want to mention is a story that I heard from a player who plays at USC. Like I mentioned, I'm in Southern California. I work with a lot of the guys who've gone to USC. I work with a lot of the guys in this area, the local scene, mainly high school guys. That's the main clientele that we train. But every now and then we'll get some USC guys down here on break. We'll train them up. Obviously, we talk to them. We have a good relationship with some of the guys. And I'm not going to name any names. However, they tell me every single year, they get a new recruiting class. Obviously, USC, big Power 5 school, a lot of attention on it, especially in the past years with Lincoln Riley. And they'll get guys in their program that are the 5-star, 4-star, whatever rank is highly recruited guys. And I'm going to tell you this right now, like if you're a walk-on or you're a 2-star guy, unranked guy, and you're in that same locker room as those guys, every single snap they are trying to beat that kid because he was deemed, the 5-star, the 4-star. He's got all this hype around him. And they say a good percentage of the time it is a complete joke. These kids are not even that talented. And now I'm not trying to discourage anybody who has stars. I'm just telling you a personal story that there was a guy who came into USC's campus, came to the gym, and coaches were even telling players, man, this guy's a total scam. This is the biggest scam we've ever seen in terms of his 5-star or 4-star ranking. And they deemed it, he's not a guy. He won't even play for us in the next 3 years, let alone right in. And that's what all those 5-star guys are expected to do, is to play early, right? So that goes to show you that it's not the be-all, end-all in terms of stars. You guys should not be concerned. You guys should not be setting out to get stars. You need to be focused on improving your skills and improving your game. Because you know what all great college football players have in common? They're great football players. At the end of the day, that is what they are, and that's what you should focus on. So please do not be that guy that's concerned with, I got to go to this camp to get ranked. I got to get this star. I got to get that star. Because nobody cares. At the end of the day, I'm going to be completely real with you guys. Nobody cares. So you go into that scenario trying to get ranked, trying to get stars. You're distracted. You're distracted from the areas that you need to improve on. You're so worried about what some guy with a clipboard who's never even played football thinks of you. You're thinking about the wrong things. Focus is one of the most important things in terms of improving your skills in the offseason. You need to be focused on the areas you can get better at. What do all these top tier guys have? They have speed, and like let's say you're a receiver, they have great route running, they have great hands, they have speed, explosion, quickness, they're good size. That's what you should be worried about. The stars, the accolades, the offers, that will all come. Focus on how you can be the best possible football player that you can be. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you are a wide receiver or quarterback, and with like 200 plus wide receiver and quarterback drills all mapped out for you and organized into playlists, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that. I'll see you guys next time.